There's a woman charged with threatening a 9-year-old black kid. Did you hear me? A 9-year-old black kid. She called this kid the N-word and also threatened to stomp on his neck. A 9-year-old black kid, a child. This woman is facing a civil rights complaint after authorities say she threatened this 9-year-old child, calling him the N-word and saying that she would kneel on his neck. The Attorney General, all right, the New Hampshire Attorney General is now involved. John M. Formella announced that his office had filed an enforcement action against Christina Graper, 51 years of age, of Dover, for violating the state's Civil Rights Act. The complaint, filed Thursday in the Stratford County Superior Court, claims that Ms. Graper threatened the 9-year-old boy referred to as DH in court documents. According to the filing, this kid and Graper's son were playing in a neighborhood park on May 10th when Graper's child pushed DH and caused him to break a foam missile or foam bullet. If you have a child, you know exactly what that is. That belonged to Graper's child. Graper's child then ran home and told his mother what happened. Okay, kids are playing and something breaks. It's a damn toy. All right, it happens. They're supposed to break. They're not built to last. It gets deeper. Afraid, DH ran away. But the defendant was able to catch up to him, the complaint states. The defendant, grown-ass woman, 51 years of age, threatened the 9-year-old DH that she would kneel on his neck. A bystander identified as AP heard Graper threaten this kid and attempted to intervene, telling Graper that her behavior was, and I quote, unnecessary. Graper allegedly responded by yelling at AP as DH continued to return home. Remember, the kid is running away from this deranged 51-year-old mother. He allegedly heard Graper scream the N-word at him as he's running away. The defendant denied telling DH that she would kneel on his neck, and instead she recalled stating words to the effect, "You wonder why you guys get effing kneeled on." You guys, wait a minute, so let's come back to me. Let's take her account at face value, which by the way, I believe the 9-year-old, not her. But let's just say it happened the way she says. You guys get kneeled on? 9-year-old children. This is why they get killed, according to this woman. Okay, it continues. She also denied calling DH the N-word, but later stated it was because they do not know how to shut their N-word pie holes. I mean, she later admitted, so she's saying, I didn't call him the N-word, I said N-word pie hole. That makes a difference. That's different than just the N-word. She said this. The state is seeking judgment of $5,000 from Graper and a temporary restraining order prohibiting her from further civil rights violations up to 3 years. I am glad the Civil Rights Division of New Hampshire has gotten involved. Typically, every state has some civil rights statute. It is rarely utilized. It is rarely prosecuted. It is rarely implemented because these are civil penalties typically. Ben, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, anytime that there's any type of public outcry about a particular instance of violence, right, against Black Americans, you have right-wingers and these reactionaries literally use that as a massive like public trauma to point to threaten people with, because that's literally what it is. It's a reference to somebody, like she's talking about somebody that was murdered and using that to threaten a literal child. And it's just a really horrific reality that exists in the United States today that it's shocking to see, but not surprising.
Yeah, very sad. And once again, systemic racism, cultural bias, looking at a 9-year-old child as a grown man somehow, saying this is why you guys get kneeled on. This is a baby. This is a baby.